Hello everyone, welcome back to Shortcode. In this video I'll be teaching you what the filter function is, how to use it, and why you should use it. Just before we get into it, if you are new here, my name is Caleb Shaw and I post great Python tutorials almost every day, so if you are interested in that, be sure to subscribe. Now let's get right into it. So let's just start off by creating two functions. Define mult of 10, take an x, return x modulus 10 equals 0. Then define mult of 5, y modulus 5 equals 0. And I've got a spelling error here. So all these functions do is return a boolean value depending on whether the value I've passed in is either a multiple of 10, which is what we're doing here, or a multiple of 5. Now let's create a list of some random numbers. My list equals... Okay, and after this let's create two variables. So we'll have tens equals filter, mult of 10, and my list. And then let's have fives equals filter, mult of 5, my list. So we have two variables that are set to the filter function, and the filter function creates an iterator from elements of another iterable for which a function returns true. So basically, in other words, the filter function creates a new iterator and it contains values from another iterator that have been tested to be true in a function. So if you don't understand that right now, don't worry, you will once we finish this video, so make sure you stick around. So let's just talk about this tens variable first. It is set to the filter function, and it has two parameters, the first one being mult of 10, and the second one is my list, which is our iterable. And this has the exact same syntax as the map function that we learnt about last video. What this filter does is it goes through my list and passes in each item from this list into this mult of 10 function, and if the result of this function is true, then the item will be added to the tens iterator. If it is false, it won't be. It'll start with 1, 2, 3, it'll pass it into mult of 10, so x is 1, 2, 3, return 123 modulus 10 equals 0, and that will be false because the remainder of 123 divided by 10 is not 0. That will return false, and it won't be added to the tens iterator. So let's just print out the tens variable and the fives variable. Let's just save it and run this. And as you can see, we get these filter objects. You've probably guessed already, but they are iterable, like the map function. So we can just do for t in tens, print t. So if we run that now, we get 170. So as you can see, it has gone through this list and added each multiple of 10 to the tens iterator. It's gone through this list, checked each item, and the only ones it could find that are a multiple of 10 after testing with this function was 170. We can also cast it to a list, so let's just print list fives. Save that and run it, and we can get 55, 100, 70, and 25. So it's gone through this list and passed in each item into this mult of 5 function, and then if it returns true, the item will be added to the iterator. If it returns false, it won't be. So the only ones that did return true was 55, 100, 70, and 25, which is why they are part of the fives iterator. All of the items that aren't multiples of 5 have been filtered out. So let's just recap what the filter function does. Firstly, it has two parameters. The first one is the function and the second one is the list. Then we call the filter function. We pass in each item from the list into the function. And if the function returns true, the tested item will be added to the filter iterator. So in our case, the first item in the list is 123, and it will get tested in the mult of 10s function, and it will be filtered out because 123 modulus 10 doesn't equal 0. So the function returns false and it is filtered out. And then once it is finished, we can cast the iterator to a list and we can see all our items that have been returned true when tested in our function. You would use a filter function to filter out all the items you don't want in a list, and you do this by testing them in a function. This can come in handy in plenty of Python programs or problems. So that's it for the filter function. Next video we will be taking a look at lambda functions, which ties in very nicely with map and filter. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them down below. I will always respond to you guys. If you would like to support me, all you have to do is to drop a like on this video. It really does help me out. If you would like to see more Python tutorials, then be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. That's it from me. Cheers and goodbye.